Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt here with Wall Street Reality, and I'm here with Blake Morgan, the CEO of Opawica. And Blake's actually one of my friends, so I'm not going to lie to you guys. And I've been investing in his companies for the last 2 years. You know, a lot of you guys like Blake because he's kind of come a little bit of a legend on CEO.ca for buying his own company stocks. So, you know, I do tell him once in a while, if you own your whole company, I mean, eventually you got to sell it, right? So I thought this would be a good opportunity for us to sit and have a good conversation and, you know, talk about what Blake's working on, some of the projects, give a little bit of updates on not only Opawica, but some of the other companies he's working on. And then, you know, also just give you guys a chance to get to know Blake a little bit. So happy to have you here.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, so you know what? Obviously, you know, market conditions are a little bit tough right now, but
Yes.
you know, for the most part, Opawica and, you know, Origin, the companies that you're involved in, have been holding up quite well. So obviously, it shows good structure, you know, good management, and I mean, this is just a great time with the market caps being so low, with the market coming off, to, you know, maybe potentially look at investing in some of these companies. So kind of just give us an update what's going on with Opawica and kind of what you see for the summer. I know summer is the mining season. A lot of you guys think that the market takes the summer off. No, it doesn't. It just switches from sector to sector, guys. So mining is usually from March to November, and that's where the money's made in mining. You buy in March and you sell in November. So yeah, just give us a little update on good old Opawica here.
Yeah, great. So, you know, you're definitely right. The market conditions are quite terrible at the moment. But, you know, I explain to people it's opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't want to wait until they sort of turn, because when they turn, it's too late, and you miss that sort of opportunity at these prices. So, you know, I'm telling people at the moment, if you have the capital, you know, definitely go and look at some companies, and now's the time to start investing.
Yeah.
Ready for that market turn. You know, gold is still in a really good position, and it's going to get better as the year progresses.
Yeah.
And you're correct. We haven't even hit the mining cycle of this year yet. You know, PDAC just took place, and people are starting to just get to work now. So, you know, we're currently doing a fair bit of work, especially in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt.
Yeah.
So, you know, as you know, and some of my shareholders know, is we're currently waiting on assays on the Bazooka project. So we finished drilling that it's a while ago now, and we drilled 22 holes in that project, just over 5,000 meters, and we come back with nearly 20% of that visible gold. So they look stunning, but again, we don't get too carried away with the visuals. We need to wait for the assays to confirm, you know, what we're seeing. But we know they've got gold in them because we can see it.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're waiting for those assays to come back. Once they come back, we'll do a phase 2 program.
Yeah.
The company's got plenty of money in the bank, which is, you know, great for these sort of market conditions. So we can follow up on these results as soon as we get them back in.
So with you guys are actually in a little bit of, you know, I always say that mining is from March to November, but you guys can actually drill most of the year, correct?
Correct. So
Yeah.
Abitibi is all year round. It is.
Yeah.
And then we're also situated in Newfoundland,
Yeah.
but that's not so much all year round. You get around, you get a solid 8 months up there
Okay.
of work. So we're an all year round company,
Yeah.
which is good. We don't have that lull of no news. It's constant news and programs all year.
So you took over OPW 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, a couple of years ago now.
Okay.
It was early 2020.
Early 2020.
Yep.
I mean, I've watched it go from, I think it was 5 cents when you took it over, all the way up to the high of, I think we hit 72.
Yeah, well, I know that I was buying at 65 cents.
65
so I know it
cents,
definitely got higher than that. It definitely went on a bit of a run. You know, we raised a bit of capital. We got the right shareholders in, like people like Eric Sprott. And, you know, people got quite excited.
Gold spot too, correct?
Gold spot as well,
Yeah.
yeah. And Eric Sprott, I think he owns around 30% of that company also.
Oh,
so,
wow. Okay.
you know, it's interesting that, you know, it's a bit of a cross, and a few people put in some good money.
Newfoundland is you know, you brought it up, but I mean, it's obviously turned into a little bit of, you know, a little bit of a gold rush. We could say we had you know, Newfound Gold, Exploits, NFLD went on a big run. I know there's a couple other ones that I'm forgetting, but you know, that is kind of an untapped frontier with the gold market right now. I mean,
it certainly is. So, you know, we're focused in Quebec, but what's so exciting for us is we have 40,000 hectares in Newfoundland. And, you know, as you've seen, you've got companies like Newfound Gold, which had a small little market cap, very similar to us. And now they're worth $1.6 billion based on one discovery.
Yeah.
So you can see the potential of junior miners, and especially in Newfoundland. It was years ago, no one was even looking for gold in that region. You know, they didn't realize how the systems work. And now you can't find any land there at all.
Yeah.
So properties are worth a fortune. And what's lucky for us is we have 5 of those properties.
How many hectares altogether?
Just over 40,000 hectares.
Wow.
So we have, you know, a very large base. So, you know, we will drill a few of these projects eventually. But we will capitalise probably on one of two of them as well.
Yeah.
You know, a decent property in Newfoundland goes for a couple of $1 million at this point. So it's very lucrative being in that area. And we were lucky enough to get in early.
And if a lot of you guys don't know, like a big strategy for junior miners is to develop a property and sell it to another public company or a private company about to go public. And, you know, some of their biggest wins come off these transactions. So, you know, sometimes you see these little miners that don't really do much, but I mean, you go look at their balance sheets, they got 20, 30 million in the bank because all they do is incubate properties. And then eventually what happens is they have so much money in the bank that the market cap starts to have to reflect that. And the market catches on to what's going on, right? So my biggest thing in mining is you follow good assets, but you follow good people. And, you know, I can honestly say you've never told me to buy something that I've ever regretted. And I understand that mining is a 2 to 5 year cycle. So if you're going to buy these stocks, don't think that you're going to watch them go up and down 2 or 3 times. But I mean, in the end of the day, every junior miner, their goal is to get bought out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we want. So, you know, these things do go on cycles, but it's not a get rich quick scheme.
No.
You know, you've got to do your due diligence. You've got to look at the company, make sure everything's in place, and then have a plan. You know, stocks will go up during cycles, but if you have your plan in place and you back yourself, as long as the fundamentals don't change, it will eventually go to where you initially thought. So, you know, that's what I say to people, especially new people trading. They panic.
Yeah.
You know, they buy stock one day, next day it goes down 10%, so they panic and sell. The very next day it's back up 30, you know, and, you know, I understand that when you're new to trading, it's very, very overwhelming sometimes, but that's the system, you know, it's a 2 to 5 year cycle, and you need to back yourself on your trades.
Well, and another big thing with you junior miners, guys, is liquidity. You're not going to get the same amount of liquidity as you see on a NASDAQ stock. You know, sometimes you'll see a spread of 5, 6, 7 cents. So, I mean, just because a stock is down 10, 20% on a day doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means that somebody had sold into a previous level lower, and, you know, the bid and the ask could be a little bit spread out. I think it's Bazooka that their neighbor got bought for 150 million, correct?
Yeah, it was actually 200 million. So,
200 million,
Monarch. So, Yamada bought it from Monarch, and that was last year.
Yeah.
It's got 2.5 million current ounces on the property, and that will actually go into production next year. So where they're building the mill is on the same road we access our property.
Oh, wow.
And it's within around 1 kilometre from us. So when you go to our property, you can actually see 2 operational mines by standing on our property. And we're right in the middle. So as we all know, you know, mines only have a certain amount of life.
Yeah.
When they run out of life, they need more reserves. And when you have a company similar to Opawica that's sitting there building up these reserves, we're a prime takeover candidate.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking to do. We're not looking to go and become miners.
Yeah.
We're looking to be bought out by a major,
Yeah.
and then we all walk away very happy. So,
100%.
you know, that's what we're looking to do.
And then the other property is
The Arrowhead property.
Arrowhead property, yes.
Yes, yeah.
So-
So again, you know, it's in the same region. It's completely surrounded by Agnico Eagle.
Yep.
So we're right in the heart of them. Also, right next door to us is their premier #1 mine, so the LaRonde mine.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely monster of a juggernaut deposit. It's been running for years now. I think it's got about 3.5 million ounces on that property.
Wow.
So again, that's within about 1 kilometre. On top of that, we also have Iron Gold's Westwood mine. That's right next door, 1 kilometre away as well. And so the Arrowhead actually has 5 operating mines within 5 kilometres of it. So you can see them from the property.
Wow.
You know, we're only a $10 million market cap, whereas everyone around us are worth $2 to $15 billion.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be in this area. We're very lucky to have snuck in,
Yeah.
but we're surrounded by elephants. So it's pretty exciting times for us.
Yeah. Overall market settlement, where do you I mean, obviously commodities are usually the first to come back.
Yep.
I have I have arguments with people about this because the market's sure it's coming off.
Yep.
But I mean, it's coming off to probably a natural level of where it would be without coronavirus. When you're looking at the market right now, you know, gold, I think gold's trading at 18.5, 1840s today. Where do in your opinion, where do you see commodities and especially gold going?
I think gold is going to have a very big run this year. You know, you look what's going on over in the US with inflation, you know, the interest rate rises. Well, you know, my best bet that will be in a recession within 6 to 12 months. I would nearly guarantee it, is my opinion. And I think gold is just going to absolutely take off. You've got interest rates rising at a record rate, and gold is still holding in there beautifully.
Yeah.
You know, that's a very, very good sign.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, as It could be next week it starts. It could be in a month. I know we're very close, but we'll push back over $2,000 pretty easily.
Yeah.
I don't see the astronomical numbers of 3,000 and 5 like some people are saying.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit fantasy land. But I think it will definitely be a solid 2,000 and around those low levels, which is going to be phenomenal for junior miners and especially majors.
And what you normally see when that happens, guys, is the money kind of trickles into the majors. And the majors are, for the most part, they're what feeds the junior mining market, correct?
100%. Yeah.
So, once you start to look at that, and, obviously it's good to own these major producers in your portfolio. Some of them pay a dividend, that's a whole other story. But, I mean, if you guys have any of your portfolio that is collecting a dividend, you're not doing yourself any justice.
Yep.
You should always have a larger part of your portfolio collecting dividends in blue chips or split income funds or whatever you can go collect the good dividends on. But once we start to see this gold push, past 1950 and hold it, we'll start to see the majors move and then the juniors, and so right now is actually ample time to start buying some.
Oh, it certainly is.
Yeah.
See, what's also exciting, and people haven't really started to piece it together too much, I don't think, is these major mining companies over the last 12 to 18 months have been making outrageous amount of profits.
Yeah.
They are sitting on piles of money. Now, at the moment, you have all these junior explorers, very cheap. So what I think you're going to see over the next 3 to 6 months is a lot of major deals coming in and starting to buy out a lot of these juniors.
Yeah.
They're sitting on so much capital at the moment. So they're going to try and expand. Yamada, for example, who's next door to our Bazooka property, they just got offered to be buyout for nearly $7 billion.
Oh, wow.
So that was from another major buying out a smaller major. So you can already see it starting to happen. You had Great Bear sold for it was over $20-something a share.
And then there was a merger, I know, between two other bigger.
You're seeing a lot of actions take place over here at the moment. So it's it normally starts in that route. The gold starts to go, and the juniors start to sort of take off. So I'm hoping we have a very exciting year this year, which I think we will.
Yeah, me too. Another thing that that you've kind of told me about is this little documentary, and I believe you said it's with Dennis Quaid, right?
Yeah, it is. So I can tell you a little bit about it if you'd like to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it was interesting. So I was contacted by the Discovery Channel last year, and what they were doing is they wanted to do a documentary on Canadian mining. So basically, they contacted 100 CEOs throughout Canada, and I was one of them. I went through a bit of an interview process over 6 months, and I was chosen out of those 100 people, to talk about OPW and Canadian mining.
Oh, wow.
Which is quite funny being Australian, talking about Canadian mining, but, they definitely like the company, so that's sort of where it took off. Now, we just recently completed filming that documentary. Production should be finished sometime in July, and that will start to air on the History Channel, Discovery Channel, and National Geographic. So we're pretty excited about that. On top of that, we've also been given 400 one-minute advertisement slots to go on primetime network TV.
Wow.
So that 400 slots will be used over a 6-month period, and it'll be going on Bloomberg, the Money Channel, in their primetime network. So OPW is going to get exposure like the majors do, something no one's ever done before. So it should be pretty exciting, and we're looking forward to it. And it's great, obviously, working with such a big actor and such a big company like Discovery.
A big deal, and he's actually, I think he's got a new movie coming out based off one of the old President Reagan. So without telling us too much, I mean, give us a little bit of the details, like kind of what can we expect to see from that?
Yeah, so you're just going to hear a little bit about the company in general. You're going to talk about the town of Rouyn-Noranda and Quebec. It's hydroelectric power there, so it's very green friendly. And with the world these days, we need to look at those sort of things. That's one thing about Opawica is we're in a green friendly jurisdiction, so we do tap on that. We also talk a little bit about AI technology and how the mining space is sort of changing, where we see gold and sort of where the markets are going. So it's a short documentary, very informative, and it's going to be really great exposure for Opawica, definitely.
So if you guys don't want to miss that, I 100% guarantee you guys will probably sending some email out to your investors to make sure that they don't miss it.
We will be, yeah.
So be sure to sign up for the newsletter on the Opawica website, because that will for sure guarantee you that you won't miss it. And what's the show called?
It's called Viewpoint with Dennis Quaid.
Viewpoint with Dennis Quaid. So if you want to set your PBR also, that would probably be a good thing to do. But yeah, so that's exciting. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
I really appreciate you coming on. If you guys want to get know more information about Blake, I'll let him kind of give you some information, but opawica.com.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic. But yeah, you can check us out at opawica.com. We're also on social media, so Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So, come and check us out. You've got my email on the website, so if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm very good. I'll get back to you. I'm looking forward to looking at the company.
Thanks for coming on, Blake, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.